Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the world of knives with the worst reputations. Whether it's due to poor craftsmanship, dangerous designs, or just plain bad luck, these knives have earned their infamy. We'll be looking at knives from different backgrounds, some cheap knockoffs, some with inherent design flaws, and some that might surprise you. Remember, a knife is a tool, and like any tool, it can be misused. Our goal isn't to disparage any specific brand or design, but to learn from these examples and understand what makes a knife truly reliable and safe. So, let's get started. First up, we have the name of knife 1. You might have seen it at your local flea market or gas station. It's marketed as a survival knife, but it's anything but. The flimsy construction is the first red flag. The blade is cheap stainless steel, prone to bending or breaking. A broken blade in a survival situation can be disastrous. The handle is brittle plastic that can crack on impact. The flimsy guard offers little protection for your fingers. This knife is an accident waiting to happen. Next up, we have the name of knife 2, a knife that tries to make up for its lack of substance with an overly aggressive design. You know the type, all black serrated spine, maybe even a skull or two for good measure. But don't let the intimidating looks fool you. This knife is more hype than substance. The blade is often made from low-grade stainless steel that struggles to hold an edge. The exaggerated serrations are more for show than practicality. The handle is usually just as bad, with an ergonomic design that exists only in the mind of the marketing team. And let's not forget the weight. In a real-world scenario, this knife would likely do more harm than good. It's a prime example of style over substance and a knife I would avoid like the plague. Now this next knife pains me to talk about because it was once associated with quality and craftsmanship. The name of knife 3 has a long history, but unfortunately somewhere along the line things took a turn for the worse. What was once a reliable tool has become synonymous with poor quality control and inconsistent performance. The blades, once known for their edge retention, are now often made from inferior materials and lack the sharpness and durability of their predecessors. The handles, once praised for their comfortable grip, are now often plagued by inconsistencies in manufacturing, leading to rough edges and uncomfortable handling. But perhaps the most disappointing aspect of the name of knife 3's downfall is the decline in customer service. What was once a company that stood behind its products is now often unresponsive to customer complaints and warranty claims. It's a sad story of a once great knife that has lost its way. I can only hope that the company can turn things around and restore the name of knife 3 to its former glory. When it comes to knives, safety should always be a top priority. Unfortunately, the name of knife 4 seems to have missed that memo. This knife is a prime example of what happens when safety takes a backseat to aesthetics or cost-cutting measures. One of the most glaring issues is the lack of a proper locking mechanism. The name of knife 4 often features a liner lock or a lockback design that's poorly executed, making it prone to accidental closures. And trust me, you don't want a knife folding on your fingers during use. Another concern is the placement of the thumb studs or flipper. Often they're positioned in a way that puts your fingers directly in the path of the blade when opening. This is a recipe for disaster, especially for inexperienced users. And if that wasn't bad enough, the name of knife 4 often lacks a lanyard hole, which is a crucial safety feature for any knife used in wet or slippery conditions. This knife is a lawsuit waiting to happen, and I would never recommend it to anyone concerned about their safety. The name of knife 5 might look unassuming, but don't be fooled by its appearance. This knife has earned its place on our list due to a combination of poor design choices and questionable manufacturing practices. One of the main issues is the blade geometry. It's often too thick for its intended purpose, making it a poor slicer and a chore to sharpen. A thick blade might sound tough, but it often leads to more wedging and less efficient cutting. Another problem is the handle material. The name of knife 5 is often made from a slippery plastic that becomes even more difficult to grip when wet or covered in blood. And believe me, a secure grip is essential for any knife, especially in a survival situation. But perhaps the most frustrating aspect of the name of knife 5 is its inconsistent quality. Some users might get lucky and receive a decent knife, while others end up with a lemon that's plagued by blade play, uneven grinds, or even cracks in the handle. It's a gamble I'm not willing to take, and I suggest you steer clear as well. The name of knife 6 is a knife that's been around for a while, and unfortunately its reputation has only worsened over time. This is a classic example of a knife that once had potential but has been let down by a combination of factors, including cost-cutting measures and a lack of innovation. One of the main complaints about the name of Knife 6 is its outdated design. It often features a blade shape and handle ergonomics that feel clunky and cumbersome compared to more modern knives. Another issue is the use of inferior materials. The blade steel is often subpar, struggling to hold an edge and prone to rusting. And the handle materials are often cheap and flimsy, offering little in terms of comfort or durability. But perhaps the most damning indictment of the name of Knife 6 is the lack of customer support. The company seems content to rest on its laurels, ignoring customer complaints and failing to address the widespread issues with their product. It's a shame to see a once respected brand fall so far from grace. Sometimes innovation in the knife world can lead to groundbreaking designs and improved performance, but other times it results in knives like the name of Knife 7, a prime example of what happens when good intentions meet questionable execution. The name of Knife 7 often boasts unique features and unconventional designs that promise to revolutionize the way we use knives, but unfortunately, these innovations often come at the expense of practicality and functionality. For example, the blade might feature an unusual shape or grind that looks interesting but fails to perform effectively in real-world cutting tasks. Or the handle might incorporate complex mechanisms or materials that add unnecessary weight and complexity without providing any tangible benefits. And let's not forget the price tag. These innovative knives often come with a hefty price premium, making them a risky investment that's unlikely to pay off. The name of Knife 7 serves as a reminder that innovation for innovation's sake is not always a good thing. Sometimes the best designs are the simplest and most time-tested. In the age of social media and influencer marketing, it's easier than ever for a knife to gain popularity based on hype rather than merit. The name of Knife 8 is a perfect example of this phenomenon. Often heavily promoted by online personalities and tactical gear enthusiasts, the name of Knife 8 might seem like the ultimate survival tool or self-defense weapon. But scratch beneath the surface, and you'll find a knife that's long on marketing but short on performance. The blade steel is often mediocre, struggling to hold an edge and prone to chipping or breaking under stress. The handle ergonomics might look aggressive, but they're often uncomfortable for extended use. And let's not forget the price. The name of Knife 8 often commands a premium price tag, capitalizing on its tactical image and the perceived value of its endorsements. But in reality, you're paying for the marketing and the brand name, not for a knife that's truly worth the investment. The name of Knife 9 is more than just a knife with a bad reputation. It's a cautionary tale about the importance of responsible knife ownership and the potential consequences of poor design. This knife gained notoriety for its association with criminal activity and its frequent appearance in news reports about stabbings and other violent crimes. While it's important to remember that a knife is just a tool, and any tool can be misused, the name of Knife 9's design seemed to encourage reckless behavior. Its often cheap price tag made it easily accessible to individuals who might not have been prepared for the responsibility of owning a weapon. And its aggressive design, often featuring large blades and intimidating features, seemed to appeal to a certain element that prioritized intimidation over practicality. The name of Knife 9 serves as a reminder that knife manufacturers have a responsibility to consider the potential consequences of their designs and to promote responsible knife ownership. And finally, we come to the name of Knife 10, a knife that embodies everything wrong with the knife industry. This knife is the culmination of poor craftsmanship, dangerous design choices, and a blatant disregard for quality and safety. From its flimsy construction and dull blade to its uncomfortable handle and non-existent safety features, the name of Knife 10 is a testament to the fact that some knives are best avoided entirely. It's the kind of knife that's more likely to injure the user than to accomplish any meaningful cutting task. It's a waste of money, a potential safety hazard, and a stain on the reputation of the knife community. If you ever come across the name of Knife 10, do yourself a favor and run in the opposite direction. There's a reason why it occupies the bottom spot on our list of knives with the worst reputations. Thanks for watching. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Let us know in the comments if there are any other knives you think should have made the list. Remember, A knife is a tool, and like any tool, it's essential to choose one that's well made, reliable, and safe to use. Don't be swayed by hype or flashy marketing. Do your research, read reviews, and invest in a knife that will serve you well for years to come.